Today's young adults face an overwhelming number of financial decisions, many complex. Local financial advisor Brad Allen from Drake & Associates is here to help us ease the burden of soon-to-be scholars. So we're doing some three questions. The first question is to build a budget with money lessons.
Yeah, I think a budget is so important for any time of your life, but especially, if you're going into college or just coming out, having a budget's going to be so important so you know where your money's going. And I don't think, parents teach their kids enough about budgeting. So when you're in college, you have, food, gas, housing, books, budget out every month, because once you get out of college, you're going to have a budget, and it's important to start planning for that.
Do you notice a lot of people getting the credit cards falling into that?
Yeah, credit cards, about half of college students have credit cards, and you need to know how those credit cards work. You need to know how the interest works, how to pay it back. A credit score is so important in the future. If you want to buy a car or buy a house or have a mortgage, you need to have a good credit score, and building that from an early age is important. So knowing not to put too much on the credit card, or how to pay it down, how to pay it off quickly, is important.
I wanted to graduate in 4 years, no matter what, in a private school in Illinois, and it was $130,000.
Yeah.
And it was so expensive, and some of my friends were even putting $8,000 on their credit card for, a semester. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, how are they doing it?
Right.
And with the FAFSA loans, and it depends on how much your parents are making, and
yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. The average kid last year had about $29,800 in student loan debt coming out of college, and that's really hard to pay off when you're just first starting working.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of millennials buying houses right now because they have all this student loan debt to pay off. So knowing what that loan looks like ahead of time is going to be so important. They have different calculators. You can go online and see how much you're going to end up having to pay back, or what is the grace period. So from the time you graduate to the time you have to start paying that loan, what does that look like? So before you sign on that dotted line, know what everything looks like ahead of time and how much you're going to have to end up paying.
Here's a news story that I'm trying to get someone to do. A lot of people are selling their 401k in their late 30s and just washing it all away so they can have a down payment on a home.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to your future?
You have to be careful. I mean, you want that compound interest. That's one thing to think about too. As a college student or somebody first starting out in work, put money into a Roth IRA. You think about a Roth IRA, you pay the taxes before you put the money in, and that money grows tax-free for the rest of your life, comes out tax-free. When you're in college or first starting out work, you're in the lowest tax bracket of your life at that point. So you're paying the least amount of taxes that you'll ever pay again. But if you put $5,000 at 18 years old into a Roth IRA, 50 years down the road at an 8% rate of return, $243,000.
There you go. Okay, I talked way too much. Number 2 and number 3, we're going to go quick. Be careful with credit and read the fine print on loans.
Yep. So read the fine print, and then the credit, going back to that, I mean, just understand how it works. It's so important down the road. And if you have too much credit debt, learn how to pay that back. There's different, tools you can utilize, how to pay it back quickly. But the more you can throw at that debt, the better off you're going to be later on down the road.
If you file for bankruptcy too, those loans don't get washed out.
Right.
So, yeah. You really need to think about that. Talk to your parents, see if they'll co-sign.
Yeah, and it's a good idea too. If you're a parent, bring your kid to your financial advisor, somebody that can walk them through and start coaching them and teaching them, because kids don't know, and it's the last thing to think about is retirement, right? So, but starting from an early age, having that compound interest is going to be really important.
And maybe just getting those gen eds at the technical colleges first, and making sure they'll roll over. That may make all the difference with saving some money down the line. It is okay to do that. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you.